We're no strangers to laptops with integrated graphics, especially a thin and light laptop, but this one is different because it has the best integrated graphics we've ever seen.
And our friends at AMD and HP were nice enough to sponsor this video because they wanted us to take a look at this HP OmniBook featuring the AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX 375. It's a thin and light laptop with a lot of power on the hood, and also for those who care about AI tasks, it's a really good option for that. We'll talk more about the key specs and why you would consider this laptop for your next purchase later on in this video, but we gotta unbox this thing, see what it looks like, give our initial impressions, and of course in Toasty Bros fashion, we gotta do some gaming. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside.
All right, let's go ahead and open up the OmniBook 14. Oh, I like the box. Look at that.
That's fancy. Now the configuration we have here, once again, comes with that Ryzen AI CPU, which the AI name, obviously you do get AI workload accelerations with the NPU baked in, but realistically, you know, if you're not worried about AI, you don't have to worry about that at all. This laptop is just generally really powerful with that CPU, along with the 890M integrated graphics.
Yeah, we get a really small 65-watt power brick, so that's really nice, very portable. I love this too. It's like a very colorful gray and black sleeved cable, which is really cool. And you guys know, I love Type-C. Always an essential. And then that's really it as far as the box goes, besides like some warranty instructions and whatnot. Get a nice little sleeve here.
One thing I will say about this laptop, one, the quality of it, very solid. The MSRP of the base model of this laptop is $1,349, but HP is currently running some sales on these laptops and going for as little as $1,149. Once again, check links down below for up-to-date pricing and availability.
Yeah, it feels really nice. I think we have like an all aluminum shell like throughout the whole entire laptop. It looks like we get some really large speaker grills on the side, so I'm curious to see what those sound like, but yeah, it's a really sleek laptop. I kind of like how large the lettering and the keys are too.
And this does boast, again, based on HP's testing, this does boast 20-hour battery life, which is kind of what they're rating it for. Again, with these new CPUs and the whole idea of making these things last a really long time, very portable and stuff like that. That's a really big selling point for business professionals wanting to keep their laptop lasting all day long.
We have a really interesting resolution, 2240 by 1400.
Nice.
So that's pretty interesting. And is this OLED?
So this should be I think it just says LED display.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, dude, if it is, then it doesn't look too far off.
So it has 400 nits of peak brightness. It's an LED display, an IPS panel.
Cool, okay. So just a really good IPS. We get a backlit keyboard. It is just white, but you know, and that's one of the things that we're gonna try to not focus like super hard on, but we are the Toasty Bros, we got a game. Now, obviously, most people aren't gonna buy this laptop for gaming specifically, but we're here to see if you can game on the side after doing all of the work. It's, you know, pretty limited on the ports. It definitely is like a lot of the newer competitors. So on the right side of the laptop, pretty cool. We actually get two USB Type-Cs, but they're not normal. They're actually both Thunderbolt 4 ports, and they can both be used for charging. So that's pretty cool. But look at this. It's actually on the corner here. That's the first time I've ever seen a laptop utilize the corner like that. And then we don't have anything on the back. And on this side, we have a USB 3.2, 10 gigabyte per second, and then we get a combo headphone jack.
So yeah, ports are very limited, but when you got USB-C, you got hubs, things like that. That's what a lot of people do with these thin and light laptops nowadays. And yeah, we're not sacrificing too much to get this form factor. I guess we'll go over all the key specs and verify everything. But this one is a top-of-the-line model that has the 32 gigs of DDR5 memory and a 2 terabyte drive.
Wow, that is a lot of storage. And we definitely can't forget that webcam test. All right, so it just looks like it's missing a number. We have the AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX 375 with AMD Radeon 890M. So yeah, we're used to seeing 700 series Radeon. This is my first time getting to see 800 series, so I'm pretty excited. We got a 12 core, 24 thread, and it looks like it can get to some pretty high speeds. Let's see, we got 32 gigs of 7500 megahertz, and it says 4 of 4 used. So it says that there's 8 gigs in each slot. So we're definitely running a dual channel, which is really nice. We get an SK Hynix 2 terabyte Gen 4 SSD. This is cool. We have our NPU, which is our compute accelerator device. Isn't that similar that's the AI one?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically NPU for AI use. And then we have our AMD 890M. Let's see how much RAM they give us. So it has 2.8 megabytes of dedicated RAM, and then of course it can share up to 16 gigs, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do in this video is obviously we got some games on this thing that we can test. Realistically, we're probably gonna be running them at probably 1080p. This is, again, almost like a 1440p display, so with integrated graphics, we're not there yet, but we wanna show you guys after our beautiful webcam test what this thing can do in gaming and showcase some of the other cool features it has to offer. But for those in the business space that want a pretty solid laptop, this looks like a good competitor, especially with the AMD Ryzen CPU. Let's go and jump into that webcam test, and then we'll dive into some gaming.
Mic test.
Look at his nose.
My big nose.
Let's see, what does this look like? All right, it's not bad.
It's very, very vibrant.
Yeah, I just put it right in the middle. Okay, all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Did it peak? I don't know.
All right, guys, we're playing Apex Legends. We're at 1920 by 1200 because it's a different aspect ratio than normal, and we are running at basically lower settings because it is just an APU. And look at that, we're getting close to 100 FPS, guys. That's crazy. It's definitely a different era of gaming that we're starting to get into.
Yeah, it's pretty cool just seeing a thinner light like this. I can at least get 60 FPS. Like, obviously, we're not expecting like super high refresh rate or anything with a laptop like this because its primary focus is not gaming. But if it can do this on the side, I mean, that's pretty cool. One thing we can definitely say just by looking at it, the display isn't like optimized for gaming. You can definitely tell a little bit of ghosting is going on there. Which again, comes back to the whole thing of this not mainly being designed for gaming, but when they give the Toasty Bros a laptop with a new APU, we're gonna game.
Yeah, and it's cool just to see the potential of the APU to maybe be used in, you know, even like other gaming laptops that maybe are more optimized for gaming in the future.
Mini PCs.
Mini PCs, little handhelds, you know?
I was pretty impressed with the performance for the wattage, because like one, nothing's running really hot, and two, it's just like 27 watts on that little thing, and only a 65 watt charger.
No, then I haven't gotten a kill yet, but I want one so bad, Weed. Please do not come after me.
Oh no!
I got my kill. Yeah, this is really impressive. There's still more performance to be had too if you lowered the resolution more. No. Yay, I killed him that time.
Oh, there we go.
Yay. Ah! 11, man.
11.
What is up with these 11s? How come when I spray, I don't hit nothing? But anyways, yeah, that was definitely the best performance I've ever seen on a integrated graphics laptop. So excited to see what another game looks like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Fortnite. 1920 by 1200, a limited frame rate, DX11, far view distance, low textures. That's what everything defaulted to. Honestly, you could run DX12 as well and maybe get even more performance. But we're gonna stick with this for now, and yeah, it's looking pretty solid. Again, when I think of a game that would run great on an APU, Fortnite's always one of them because it's a good entry-level game that would run solid on this on the side, and yeah, I'm excited to see how this holds up, but display looks pretty good. This CPU has a lot of headroom here, especially for content creation, which we'll touch on here later in the video, but yeah, this is looking good, guys. Oh! I was the first person to die to this guy.
100.
Wow! That got a shotgun, and my AR shots were not a hitting. Well, let's queue up again, shall we? I can't go through here. What?
It's too big.
Shack is too big. He's too large. Push him. This is such a dumb push, but it paid off. I'm gonna chug this jug real quick. Hold up. Shack's back, baby. What is happening? Dance! They break out of that. Who's shooting at me and how'd you find me? Yeah, I'd say you're comfortably maintaining like 70 to 90 FPS, sometimes into the 100s. And that's running at 1920 by 1200. Obviously, you can lower the settings a bit more if you want to, but I think this is visually pretty nice and solid experience for playing Fortnite. Oh, now I see where they are. Yeah, try to shoot me out of the water, but you can't hit me. But you can't hit me. Oh, it's because it's a bot. Sorry, buddy. Oh! Oh, that guy had a... Oh, that was a guy dressed up like Snoop Dogg. But hey, you know what? Performance, Fortnite, pretty solid. Let's go and run some other games as well and then dive into some workflow tasks, some like productivity things that will really use this Ryzen 9 CPU. But all in all, so far, the game performance, APU, looking good. All right, guys, now that we've shown you guys how this thing can game, let's go and talk about productivity tasks. So this right here is Adobe Premiere Pro 2025. I did load up a video edit that we are currently working on, McAllister is currently working on, that is a 30-minute file, almost 30 minutes. It's one of our step-by-step build guides, and as you guys can see, there's a lot of elements and cuts to these videos. I did load this thing up from our NAS, which is our SSD NAS, and we're playing off of that. Currently, we're at half playback. We'll go and switch to full just to see what that looks like. but we're rocking 4K footage right here, guys, from our S5 Mark II. Everything is pretty smooth in terms of scrubbing through the timeline. I know a lot of people benchmark render times, but realistically, render times, you know, it is what it is. Render times are pretty fast on modern hardware. It's more or less what it's like to actually edit live action and get decent results while doing so, and everything seems to be going pretty good. We're able to just jump around like this, play here, play here. This right here is a very demanding scene because it has the 4K camera footage and 4K capture card footage overlaid on each other. And you see it's not super smooth. There's definitely a little bit of drop off, but this is the kind of scenario I would run half so we can get much smoother playback if we're wanting to see the full 60 FPS. But yeah, this is looking really good. For a laptop this size, obviously if I was really gonna video edit on this, I'd probably have a secondary portable monitor, or I would use one of those Thunderbolt 4 ports to dock this thing on a workstation, edit from there, and then be able to take this on the go. But this is pretty impressive for this Ryzen 9 processor. This is what all those cores and threads would be used for if you're gonna do some content creation on the go, and with that iGPU, you can accelerate your workflow as well. But yeah, productivity-wise and content creation-wise, this laptop is very capable. Now let's go ahead and run some other benchmarks, really stress this thing to its limits, and then kind of wrap this video up real quick and talk about this laptop as a whole and how you can pick one up. But for those who want a thin and light laptop that's also capable of doing some real work on the side and gaming, I think this is a pretty good option.
All right, guys, we just got done gaming and testing some real-world applications on this HP because really, like we said, it's not gamer-focused, especially because it's so thin and at the price that it is with the AI chip. It's really designed more for those crazy productivity tasks. It definitely doesn't get better than this laptop, but it's crazy to see how far those APU integrated graphics have come.
And of course, we had to run some other benchmarks to further confirm those results. First up, we ran Cyberpunk at 1920 by 1200, low settings with quality FSR. We almost got 60 FPS, a 53 FPS average, a minimum of 44, and a max of 66. We ran two 3D Mark benchmarks. First, the Night Raid benchmark, which is designed for iGPUs, and got a score of 31,573. And then the Time Spy score ended up being a score of 3,890, which isn't crazy, but again, it comes back to the whole idea of this being a work-focused laptop with a little bit of gaming on the side, and it actually can do gaming quite well, especially if you stick to esports titles or higher-end games on lower settings. So shout out again to HP and AMD for sponsoring this video. If you'll learn more about this OmniBook, check the link description down below and let us know if you're in the market for a work laptop and would you consider this laptop for your next pickup.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Guys, it's a good year. The Toasty Bros Instagram is back. So you can actually use the links down below. You can go to our YouTube channel, but we have all sorts of social medias. We got Instagram, we got X, we got Facebook, we got Discord. We literally got everything.
We got everything, and we're on the rise. We're on the come up, guys. See all the links down below to see more Toasty Bros content that you can't get enough of. See you guys later. Goodbye.